chosen ones, the sacred 5 secrets you must guard with your life. Let me ask you something, and I need you to think deeply about this. Have you ever felt different, like you don't completely belong in this world? Maybe you've noticed that your path feels harder, more intense, and filled with challenges that others don't seem to face. Or perhaps you've always had this quiet knowing that your life was meant for something bigger, something sacred. If any of this resonates with you, I want you to pay close attention, because what I'm about to share with you might be the most important thing you'll ever hear. You see, not everyone is a chosen one. Let me be clear about that. A chosen one is not someone who is better than others or superior in any way. A chosen one is simply someone who has been given a unique spiritual mission. A purpose so deep and so vital that the universe itself has conspired to awaken you, to prepare you, and to guide you toward fulfilling it. And with that mission comes a responsibility, a sacred duty to protect the knowledge and wisdom you've been entrusted with. Because the truth is, the chosen ones are the guardians of the sacred. And there are 5 secrets, 5 divine truths that every chosen one must guard with their life. These truths are not just for you, they are for the world. They are the keys to unlocking the higher vibration of humanity. But if they fall into the wrong hands, they can be distorted, misused, or even lost. The first secret you must guard with your life is this: your energy is your greatest currency. And I don't just mean your physical energy or your ability to get things done. I'm talking about the energy of your soul, the vibration you emit, the frequency your spirit carries. As a chosen one, your energy is magnetic. It has the power to uplift, to heal, and to inspire. But here's the harsh truth: because your energy is so powerful, it is also a target. There are forces in this world, both seen and unseen, that thrive on low vibrations. They will try to drain you, distract you, and pull you into fear, doubt, or anger. Why? Because when a chosen one's energy is compromised, their purpose is compromised. Your energy is the fuel for your mission, and if you allow it to be depleted, you cannot do the work you were sent here to do.
Click subscribe to this channel to get more profound spiritual lesson.
So how do you protect your energy? First, by becoming deeply aware of what drains it. It could be toxic relationships, negative environments, or even your own limiting beliefs. Second, by learning to say no. As a chosen one, you will often feel called to help others, to give, to serve. But you cannot pour from an empty cup. You must prioritize your own energy first, not out of selfishness, but out of necessity. And third, by cultivating practices that recharge you, whether it's meditation, time in nature, creative expression, or simply resting. Let me ask you, how well are you protecting your energy right now? Are you treating it as the sacred currency that it is, or are you giving it away too freely? The second secret you must guard is this: your intuition is your compass. As a chosen one, you've been gifted with an inner guidance system that is far more accurate than any external advice or opinion. Your intuition is how the divine speaks to you. But here's the challenge: in a world that is constantly bombarding you with noise, it's easy to doubt that inner voice. It's easy to second-guess yourself or to seek validation from others. But the moment you do that, you lose your way. The world doesn't want you to trust your intuition. It wants you to conform, to follow the rules, to stay in the box. But you weren't made to fit into the box. You were made to break it. That's why your intuition is so important. It's your connection to the higher plan, the divine blueprint for your life. And guarding it means listening to it, even when it doesn't make logical sense, even when it leads you into the unknown, even when others don't understand. Let me ask you, how often do you trust your intuition? And how often do you ignore it because it feels inconvenient, uncomfortable, or uncertain? Guarding your intuition also means discerning between fear and truth. Fear will make you doubt yourself. Truth will set you free. The more you tune into your intuition, the clearer that distinction becomes. And once you start living from that place of inner knowing, your path will unfold in ways you can't even imagine. The third secret you must guard is perhaps the hardest. Your solitude is sacred. This one is tough because, as a chosen one, there will be times when you feel deeply lonely. Times when it seems like no one understands you, like you're walking this path alone. But that solitude is not a punishment, it's a gift. It's in the solitude that you receive your greatest insights, your deepest healings, and your clearest guidance. It's in the solitude that you reconnect with who you truly are, beyond the noise and expectations of the world. But solitude requires courage. It requires you to face yourself, to sit with your shadows, and to embrace the parts of you that you've been running from. That's why so many people avoid it. They're afraid of what they'll find. But as a chosen one, you don't have that luxury. You've been called to go deeper, to face the truth of who you are, no matter how uncomfortable it may be. Let me ask you, how comfortable are you with your own solitude? Do you see it as a burden, or do you embrace it as a sacred space for growth? When you protect your solitude, you create a sanctuary for your soul. You give yourself the space to recharge, to reflect, and to realign with your purpose. And in doing so, you strengthen your connection to the divine. These are just the first 3 secrets, the foundation of what it means to be a chosen one. They are not easy to live by, but they are essential. Let me know when you're ready to continue, because the final 2 secrets are perhaps the most powerful of all. And they will change everything you thought you knew about your mission. The power of silence and the truth hidden in your mission. Now, let's step deeper into this journey. We've talked about protecting your energy, trusting your intuition, and embracing the sacredness of solitude. These truths are the foundation, but we're not done yet. The next secret is one that will challenge you, but it's also one of the most liberating truths you'll ever encounter. Your silence is your strength. As a chosen one, there will come a time when you realize that not everything needs to be shared. Not every insight, not every vision, not every part of your journey needs to be spoken aloud or explained to others. Why? Because some truths lose their power when exposed to the wrong energy. Think about it. How many times have you shared something deeply meaningful to you, only to feel misunderstood, dismissed, or even judged? That's because not everyone is ready to receive the truths you carry, and that's okay. It's not their fault. But as a chosen one, it's your responsibility to discern what to share and what to hold sacred. Silence is not weakness. In fact, it's one of the most powerful tools you have. Silence creates space for you to process, to integrate, and to connect with the deeper layers of your being. It protects your energy, your purpose, and your mission. When you guard your silence, you're not hiding, you're preserving. You're safeguarding the sacred. But let's be real, silence is hard. We live in a world obsessed with noise, with constant validation, with sharing every thought and moment. The pressure to explain yourself, to prove your worth, to justify your path, it's overwhelming. But here's a question for you. What would happen if you stopped trying to explain yourself? If you stopped needing others to understand your journey? Because the truth is, your mission is between you and the divine. It's not for everyone to understand. And when you let go of the need to explain, you free yourself to live fully and authentically. Guarding your silence also means being mindful of who you share your energy with. Not everyone around you is aligned with your vibration. Some people will project their fears, doubts, or insecurities onto you. Others may try to pull you off your path, consciously or unconsciously. That's why it's so important to choose your confidants wisely. Ask yourself who in your life truly supports your growth, who can hold space for your truth without judgment or ego, and who drains you, diminishes you, or distracts you from your mission. Silence doesn't mean isolation. It means discernment. It means knowing when to speak and when to listen, when to share and when to hold back. Because here's the secret: your silence speaks louder than words ever could. When you carry your truth quietly, it radiates, it inspires, it transforms. Not because you're forcing it, but because you're embodying it. Now, we come to the fifth and final secret. This is the one that ties everything together. Are you ready? The fifth secret is this: your mission is not about you. Let that sink in for a moment. As a chosen one, it's easy to feel like your purpose is deeply personal, and it is, to an extent. But the truth is, your mission isn't just about your own growth, happiness, or success. It's about serving something greater than yourself. It's about contributing to the collective, about being a vessel for the divine to work through. This is where many chosen ones struggle. The ego wants to make it about me, my journey, my enlightenment, my achievements. But the soul knows better. The soul knows better. The soul understands that your mission is part of a much larger picture, one that you may never fully see or comprehend. And that's okay. You don't need to know all the answers. You don't need to see the full plan. All you need to do is trust that the work you're doing, no matter how small or insignificant it may seem, is part of something sacred. But here's the challenge: serving a greater purpose often requires sacrifice. It requires you to let go of your attachments, your fears, and even your desires. It asks you to step into the unknown, to take risks, and to trust that the universe will support you. And sometimes it asks you to fail, not because you're being punished, but because failure is how you learn, how you grow, how you become the vessel you're meant to be. So let me ask you, are you willing to let go of your ego to serve your mission? Are you willing to trust that what you're doing matters, even if you never see the results? Because this is what it means to be a chosen one. It means showing up day after day, not for recognition or reward, but because you know, deep down, that this is what you were born to do. But here's the beauty of it: when you align with your mission, when you surrender to something greater than yourself, you experience a kind of fulfillment that nothing else can offer. It's not the fleeting happiness of success or praise. It's the deep, unshakable joy of knowing that you're living your truth, that you're contributing to the healing and awakening of the world. Silence and service, these are the final two secrets. They are the keys to fulfilling your mission as a chosen one. They are not easy to live by, but they are deeply rewarding. Let me know when you're ready for the final part, where we'll weave everything together and explore what it truly means to embody these sacred truths, becoming the embodiment of the sacred living as a true chosen one. SS7. Now we've laid everything bare. We've unveiled the 5 sacred secrets: protecting your energy, trusting your intuition, honoring your solitude, guarding your silence, and surrendering your mission to something greater than yourself. But understanding these truths is not the final step. Knowledge is powerful, yes, but knowledge alone won't transform your life. The real transformation begins when you embody these truths, when you make them a living, breathing part of who you are. Because being a chosen one is not a concept, it's a state of being. Let's start here. What does it mean to embody sacred truths? It means that these secrets aren't just ideas you think about or practices you do occasionally. They become woven into the fabric of your daily life. They shape the way you move through the world, the way you interact with others, and the way you respond to challenges. To embody these truths, you must live them fully, even when it's hard, even when no one is watching, even when it feels like the world is against you. But embodiment isn't about perfection. Let's make that clear. It's not about always getting it right or never making mistakes. You will falter, you will forget, you will have days when you feel disconnected, doubtful, or even defeated, and that's okay. The path of a chosen one is not a straight line, it's a spiral. You'll revisit the same lessons over and over again, each time at a deeper level. So let me ask you, can you forgive yourself for being human, for stumbling on this sacred path? Because if you can't, you'll carry the weight of guilt and shame, and that weight will block your light from shining. Now, let's talk about the practical side of embodiment. Let's take each of the 5 secrets and ground them into action. First, protecting your energy. This is not just about avoiding toxic situations or people, it's about being intentional with every choice you make. What are you consuming? Not just physically, but mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Are you scrolling mindlessly through social media, absorbing negativity and fear? Or are you feeding your soul with wisdom, beauty, and love? Protecting your energy also means setting boundaries not just with others, but with yourself. Ask yourself, are you saying yes to things that drain you because you're afraid to say no? Are you prioritizing rest and renewal, or are you running on empty? To embody this truth, you must become the guardian of your energetic field. Treat it as sacred. Because it is. Next, trusting your intuition. This requires you to take action, even when it feels risky or uncertain. Your intuition will often nudge you toward paths that don't make logical sense. It might ask you to leave a job, end a relationship, or take a leap of faith into the unknown. And here's the thing, your intuition doesn't guarantee comfort. It guarantees growth. So let me ask you, are you willing to follow your inner compass, even when it leads you into discomfort? Because that's where your greatest breakthroughs lie. To embody this truth, you must trust yourself fully, completely, without hesitation. Now, honoring your solitude. This means carving out time and space in your life to be alone, to reflect, to reconnect with your inner self. Solitude isn't just about being physically alone, it's about creating a sanctuary within yourself, a place where you can retreat no matter what's happening around you. But solitude also means facing yourself, your fears, your doubts, your shadows. It's not always comfortable, but it's always necessary. To embody this truth, you must learn to be at peace in your own company. Can you sit in silence with yourself and feel whole? Or are you always seeking distractions to fill the void? Guarding your silence is next. This is about discerning when to speak and when to remain quiet. It's about choosing your words with intention and understanding that sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is say nothing at all. Silence allows you to connect with your inner wisdom, to hear the voice of the divine within you. But guarding your silence also means protecting what's sacred. Not everyone is meant to hear your truth, and that's okay. To embody this truth, you must learn to value the power of restraint. Let me ask you, how often do you speak to fill the silence, rather than letting silence speak for itself? Finally, surrendering to your mission. This is the hardest and most liberating truth of all. To embody this, you must let go of the need to control every aspect of your journey. You must trust that the universe is guiding you, even when the path feels unclear. This doesn't mean sitting back and doing nothing, it means taking inspired action while releasing attachment to the outcome. It means showing up every day with the intention to serve, without needing validation or recognition. Can you trust that your work matters, even if no one sees it? Can you believe in your mission, even when it feels like you're walking alone? Here's the ultimate truth: the world doesn't need perfect chosen ones. It needs real ones. It needs people who are willing to live their truth, even when it's messy, even when it's hard, even when it goes unnoticed. Because when you embody these sacred secrets, you become a light in the darkness. You become a source of hope, healing, and inspiration for others. And that, my friend, is the true essence of being a chosen one. The legacy of the chosen becoming the light the world cannot ignore. Now we've arrived at the final chapter of this journey. We've uncovered the 5 sacred secrets and explored what it means to embody them. But here's the question you must ask yourself now: what legacy will you leave as a chosen one? Because the truth is, being chosen is not just about your own growth or enlightenment, it's about the mark you leave on the world. It's about becoming a light so radiant, so unwavering, that your very existence inspires others to awaken to their own truth. Let's start with this profound realization: your legacy is not built in a single moment. It's built in the small, quiet choices you make every day. The way you show up for yourself, the way you treat others, the way you respond to challenges and setbacks. These seemingly insignificant moments are what shape your legacy. They create ripples in the collective consciousness, ripples that grow into waves over time. You don't have to do something grand or extraordinary to leave a legacy. You simply have to live with intention, with authenticity, and with a commitment to your mission. But here's the paradox: as a chosen one, your legacy is often invisible. You might never see the full impact of your work. You might never know how your energy, your words, or your actions have transformed someone's life. And yet, that transformation ripples outward, touching people and places you'll never even meet. So let me ask you, can you trust that your light is reaching others, even when you can't see it? Can you surrender to the idea that your legacy is not about what you achieve, but about who you are? A chosen one's legacy is also about creating space for others to rise. It's not about being the center of attention or the hero of the story. It's about empowering others to step into their own light. When you embody the sacred secrets, you give others permission to do the same. Your presence becomes a catalyst. Your energy becomes a mirror, reflecting back to others their own infinite potential. But this requires humility. It requires you to let go of the ego's desire for recognition or control. To leave a true legacy, you must lead by example, not by force. You must inspire through being, not through doing. And then there's the ultimate truth about your legacy: it's eternal. The energy you carry, the wisdom you embody, the love you share, these things don't disappear when you leave this world. They continue to exist, woven into the fabric of the universe. Every act of kindness, every moment of courage, every choice to live your truth, it all becomes part of the collective consciousness, a guiding light for future generations. So let me ask you, what energy are you leaving behind? What vibration are you contributing to the world? As we close this journey, I want you to remember one thing: being a chosen one isn't about being perfect. It's about being real. It's about showing up, even when it's hard. It's about walking your path, even when it feels lonely. It's about trusting that your mission matters, even when no one else sees it. And most of all, it's about knowing that you are part of something far greater than yourself. You are here to be a light, to be a guide, to be a reminder that even in the darkest times, there is always hope, always truth, always love. This is your legacy. This is what it means to be a chosen one. Now go and live it.